Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Moore with AppStar Financial Merchant Services. Welcome to another exciting episode of Florida State Entrepreneur Spotlight, where we feature local business owners in the state of Florida. Today, I have the distinct honor and privilege of having Austin Groover with Run-N-Paw Mobile Dog Gym. This is a very unique business that I look forward to speaking with him about today. He's been in business 6 months. He really has a passion for our furriest friends. Austin, welcome to our podcast today.
Hi, Kelly. Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be on and love to discuss kind of what we do and kind of the benefits behind it.
Absolutely. So let's dive right in here. Share with the listeners how you got into this industry and this business and what led you to where you are today with Run-N-Paw.
Yeah, absolutely. So Run-N-Paw was kind of a pet project that my wife and I started talking about a year ago. My wife has been a vet tech in the industry for about a little over a decade now, and she's worked in all facets of animal care, from emergency, general practice. She's been an exotic tech. She's worked at the aquarium, and so prior to us meeting, I've owned dogs and grew up with animals, but I never really knew about the right exercise, the right nutrition, the right importance of being on heart guard and all of that. So we started talking and we're like, Let's open a business." But we wanted to do something that had a need for the community, but something that was really a new idea. Um, so as we were talking last year, we kind of did some research and, happened to be on social media and saw a mobile dog gym out in Las Vegas. And it's one of those things where, you see animals on social media, on videos doing funny things or kooky things, you kind of can't help but smile. And so we're like, oh, what's that? And as we learned more about what a mobile dog gym was, the importance of exercise, and what a slot mill really does, and how it's different from putting them on a human treadmill or something that's motorized, we said, wow. And, you know, about 6 to 7 months later, after we did more research, started getting the slot mills, more equipment, and really trying to come up with the name of Run-N-Paw. Little tidbit prior to that, we actually were going to call the business uh, Groovy Ninjas Running Paws. With our last name being Groover, and my wife, when I first met her, was a ninja. We thought that would be a great mix, but then it started becoming very jumbled in marketing and trying to roll that off the tongue, right?
A little
So
harder to say than Run-N-Paw for sure.
it,
Try to say that 5 times fast.
yeah, exactly. So, we kind of went through the process and we ended up on Run and Paw, and our slogan is running one paw at a time. So, being that it's a singular Run and Paw, it really kind of fits our goal. And one thing I left out, and this is really the important part, our mission, right? Our mission statement is
Mhm.
very simple. We're focused on the health and happiness of our furry companions by running one paw at a time. So, as of March 1st, we had everything in place. We opened doors, and we've just been educating the community and showing them that dogs can really exercise in a safe, climate-controlled environment, at their own pace.
Okay. I've seen your mobile dog van and it's quite fascinating. And I think it's something that's just really overlooked. We always think, we have to take our furry friends to the vet. We
Mhm.
have to make sure we walk them and give them attention. But I don't know. To me, it seems like something that's overlooked. You take them for a couple walks a day and that's sufficient. But people need a lot more exercise than just walking around the house. We need to be active, and the same thing happens for our furry friends. We have to make sure we take care of their health as much as ours, right?
Correct. For humans, right? If you're normally on your feet 10 hours a day, bending, moving, walking, your body gets used to it, and your body, now you're not exercising, you're just kind of maintaining the status quo. Same thing for your furry friends, right? If they're used
Mhm.
to, going 3 walks a day, they've built up that tolerance, their muscle has built up, they're used to that. With our system, and our system isn't something that you need to have us out every single day, all day. We still encourage you to do what you're already doing with the walks and the playtime and the
Hmm.
socials, but our outlet is a way where they can just let loose and be, you know, burn that energy as much as they want within a set structured time. We only let them run for 30 minutes because at times, depending on the breed, it can be a high intensity workout, especially if they're going to go full speed, the entire time.
Yes, I've seen a couple of your videos, and it is a high intensity workout. Um, it's very interesting to see, and it's such a cool concept. So thank you for sharing how you got the idea, because I've never seen or heard of a business like this. So it's very unique, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on the podcast, is to just get the word out and help educate people on how you're really helping. So I just want to segue, I guess. What do you love most about what you do? Obviously, you have a passion for animals, you and your wife, because your wife, has been a vet tech, and you
Mhm.
both have that passion, and I can tell. So, what do you love about what you're doing and having your own business now doing this?
Um, well, what I love mainly is the flexibility. I get to create our own schedule and kind of dictate what's going to happen with the business in the direction we want to go. But on the flip side of that too is, one of the big things that we really wanted to focus on when we opened was being able to give back to the community, and partner with as many shelters, especially in the local area, that we can. Right now, we do partner with I want to say about five or six, New Hope Animal Shelter, Sophie Circle Dog Rescue, the German Shepherd Dog Rescue, Halifax Humane Society, Southeast Humane Society, and Edgewater Animal Shelter. We go out there as much as we can, at least once a month, to donate our time to really exercise, because they're in the kennels many, many hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And even with a lot of volunteers, sometimes they only have 5 minutes to walk them, use the bathroom, and they go back up. So when we get the chance to come out, even if they don't want to be on the slot mill, because for some of them it is a brand new experience,
Mm-hmm.
they at least get to be social with other humans. They get to get the love and attention that, they so desperately crave, because at the end of the day, they want to be in their forever home. Um, so that's a really big passion of ours and something we really wanted to do and made a forefront when we opened the business, to be able to provide this service, to them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the other thing about it is with the business, and because it's such a new concept, the idea has only been around about 7 years to turn it into a mobile gym.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more that the community understands what it is, the fact that we're not forcing them to do what they don't want to do, it'll still also bring more light to the shelters as well,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll bring more light to the importance of exercise.
That's really admirable that you donate your time and volunteer with local shelters, and just what you were sharing really leads into the next thing I ask is, how can we help you get the word out? It's wonderful that you volunteer, but obviously if this is a business, you have to make a living too.
Sure.
How can we best help you? How can we get the word out? Who can we connect you with that can help grow this really important foundation, this business that you've built?
Yeah, that's the question that was presented to us in the very beginning is, what direction do we want to go? What's the target market or demographic? Um, the easy answer and the broad answer is anybody that has a dog, right? Every dog needs to exercise, whether
Yes.
they're, a puppy or whether they're a senior citizen canine that is, 10, 12 years old. Um, they definitely will work out at different paces and different speeds, but again, to each their own. Um, Really anybody that has a high energy dog, or maybe the senior population that adopts high energy breeds,
Mm-hmm.
and they realize for whatever the reason is that they can't exercise as much, or they can't walk them as much, or maybe the animal is having some high anxiety or some destructive behaviors, because a lot of times those stem from the animal being bored.
Okay.
um
I didn't
so
know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, so I would say that would be a great help. And at the end of the day, again, since we're still so new, is education, education, education.
Hmm. Okay. So that's, anyone with a furry friend, is there a certain age range, a high energy dog, you said, is there a certain age range, or is it good at any age from puppy to older in life?
Yeah, any age, from puppy older in life, as long as obviously they're not facing any, medical issues or any type of broken arm or leg. Couple things that we ask when we, sign up a new client or get a booking is, we ask, does the animal have any injuries or ailments that we need to be made aware of? Does the animal have any food allergies? Because we want to make sure, sometimes they have a poultry allergy and we don't give them any type of chicken treats.
Okay.
Um, we also ask, what their age, their breed, and then if they have any weight issues. Um, our slot mills do very well with the weight. We also have suspension bars in them that help alleviate some of the joint pains as they walk or run.
Hmm.
Um, but we just want to make sure that everything that we do is for the safety and protection of the animal, because at the end of the day, animals are not just property. They are our loved ones, they are our family members, and we want to treat them with the same, you know, understanding and the same respect as we would, you know, our human counterparts.
Hmm. You really ask a lot of specific questions that you wouldn't think to ask, but just helps me build the confidence in what you're doing, that you really have a passion, you really do care. And those are things I wouldn't think about when you're exercising with a dog. If do they have anxiety, do they have any kind of issues, allergies? So that's really good that
Yes.
you're talking about those things and being very specific about it. So other than connecting you to owners of furry friends, is there anything that would help you to get into a business or a community of some sort where you can get in touch with multiple dog owners at the same time? I have furry friends, but I have a cat. I don't have a dog, so I don't know the places where dog owners go. So if you could, for those listeners that maybe don't have dogs,
Yeah.
but we all know people that have dogs and love them. So how else can we help other than just an individual person?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's really good are senior living, assisted living facilities, where they have, animals on property or in their apartments or the, different living situations. Even if we can go out and do, a presentation to, again, educate and show them what it is, what the
Hmm.
benefits could be of using the service. If you are in contact or know maybe your HOA or,
Okay.
communities, again, just to go in and do a presentation, because either the association is like, hey, we have a lot of residents that really want to use this and, could benefit from this. So then we can work out something with them. Or there could be a handful of residents or clients, after the presentation that says, hey, there's only a small handful, but at the end of the day, if we can make an impact on, their lives and present something that is going to help alleviate any of the struggles that they may be dealing with, that's big for us. And one of the things I forgot to mention earlier, we talked
Hmm.
about one of the things that we like to see within the business for us is the way that they build their confidence from the very first step on the slot mill when they're
Hmm.
very anxious, wide-eyed, they don't know what we want them to do as far as moving, to within 5, 10 minutes, or even a next session, they're perked up, they're looking up, their ears are up, their tail's wagging, and they're confidently strolling on their own. You can see the gradual shift in that dog. And then afterwards, the owner's like, man, my dog was timid and now they're so confident in their ability to do it. So that's
Wow.
rewarding as well.
That's great. And that's something you don't think about because you think about it in humans, and as they
Mhm.
kind of exercise that muscle, for lack of a better term, they really start to build. And it's almost like humans with public speaking. It's such a fear, and then as you do it more and you get more comfortable, then you start to blossom almost. And the same thing happens with the dogs, which is really amazing. So thank you for sharing that as well. So before we wrap up here, I'd love to hear if you have any upcoming events or projects, or um, ways to help get the word out, and then something that you're passionate about outside of the business, like hobbies or things that you love to do outside of
Yeah, absolutely.
Run-N-Paw.
So I'll kind of start with the second question. Outside of the business, a couple things that I am passionate about is, you know, being in nature. And what I mean by that is being able to do activities like fishing. I love to go out fishing as much as I can. Definitely prefer saltwater over fresh, just because I feel
Okay.
like it puts a little bit more of a fight and fun in the activity. You know, golfing is really big of mine. I try to go golfing as much as I can, or any charity tournaments that pop up to raise money. I do like to get involved in those.
Okay.
And then camping. That's one thing that my wife and I bonded over when we first started dating. Is she loves to camp, I love to camp. I more love the my cards at the campsite, so I can kind of go and come as I need to. Um, but nonetheless, being out there sitting by the fire and just kind of relaxing is really fun.
Sounds great.
Um, and to kind of go back to the first part of the question, I'm sorry, can you repeat the first part of that question?
Yes, just if you have any upcoming events or
Yes, yes.
educational events or anywhere where you're going to be coming up where we can find you and meet you in person.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple things that we do and be on the lookout for. This one we're gonna miss, but tomorrow on the September 8th, we are actually doing an event with the Daytona German Shepherd Rescue, um,
Oh,
where we're charging a discounted rate for 10 minutes on the slot mill, so people can come out, they can socialize with other dogs, they can meet other dog owners, and then they can try us out to see if there's something that maybe their dog wants to try or use in the future. And we do that with other rescues. And if you are a part of a um, working with a trainer, sometimes the trainers will have us out with their pack walks to try it out during those sessions.
hmm.
Um, Starting on September 14th, and we're going to be doing this every second Saturday of the month
Okay.
with Sophie Circle Dog Rescue.
Yep, I'm familiar with them.
Um, we have partnered with them, and we're putting on a Sophie Shenanigans event
I
every
love that.
month. It'll have there'll be a trainer there on stat or during the event. It's a 3 hour long event. We'll be out there doing running sessions. They have two fenced in backyards where they'll have a lure course, splash pads, kiddie pools for the dogs to jump in and out, treats, toys. There'll be food for humans. It'll just be a once a month event that is only limited to 30 dogs
Okay.
per month or per event, but it's something that we think will be kind of a mecca for dogs to come and have fun every month.
Sounds like
So
shenanigans.
absolutely. So we'll have that posted on our social media page on Facebook. So that's something to keep a lookout for as well. And then at the end of the month, on September 28th, I believe is the date, we will be at an event with Dee's Brothers Brewery down in Sanford.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They're putting on a Barktober event. Um, that will be at their location, and it's just a fun evening. I think it's 3 to 7,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be out there with some other vendors for a good night of just having fun.
Great. Well, a lot of exciting things coming up. We'll be sure to share those. And last quick question, where is the area that you cover in the state of Florida?
Absolutely. So we cover all of Volusia County, all the way from the very tip at Ormond Beach, all the way as far south as Deltona, DeBary,
Hmm.
and across. We will go outside of the county, Flagler, Seminole, Orange Lake, anywhere like that. We do charge a flat rate travel fee.
Okay.
And then, that kind of comes up, depending on, when somebody reaches out in those areas.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Austin, what an informative, exciting conversation with you today. Again, Austin Gruber with Run-N-Paw Mobile Dog Gym. Thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast, and we look forward to staying in touch and helping you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Kelly. Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
You too.